go ahead and record here. So normally, you know, from when we start, like I'll spend some time. I'm going to be pretty quick with it because I do build a good amount of rapport on the phone. And so I'm just going to go from us getting started. So Miss Erica, Mr. Julian, thank you guys so much for taking time out for me. I know there's probably like a million and one things you probably could be doing right now, especially like being with kids. And so I really appreciate you taking time out for this. So did you get to check out my, the goals slideshow that I had sent with the confirmation? It's okay if you didn't have a chance. Okay, so Miss Erica, you got to go into it. So you could pull it up if you want. I can actually go ahead and share this real quick just to kind of share a little bit about me and what I'm doing. And by the way, Matthew, when I saw him, he actually didn't tell me like how long you guys knew each other. He just said you guys were like really good friends from like work. How did you guys meet?
We actually did. We met through work. So that's, I've known him since he started working at the same company that I work for.
Yeah, that's awesome. They were super great. I had a great time with them. So that's awesome. And Julian, do you guys all know each other really well?
Yeah.
Got it. That's cool. Like growing up, my family, like we were like always at home or with like our church people. Like my mom was pretty like to herself. So I think it's cool when people, like even friends from work, I'm like, I don't remember ever her hanging out with friends from work, but just building those relationships. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, let me pull this up here so you guys can see. So just a little about me. So I'm not sure how much Matthew told you, but I am a student at Palm Beach Atlantic University. And so working right now on getting a scholarship, and I'll share some of my goals with you all, but really I'm excited about being able to set my family up. Like I grew up the oldest of four, we didn't grow up with much. And so really worked hard younger with sports, with academics, to be able to get pretty much a full ride to university. So working hard in the honors college, working hard to really set our family up, you know, because growing up, I felt like we kind of, there was a lot of struggle. And I remember my mom always like, either they couldn't be at like my sporting events or my school events, and because they had to work, because they had to take care of us, was typically what I heard, like, well, we have to work, right? And they didn't get to be around as much as I would have wanted, right? Like I saw other parents coming to like homeroom with cupcakes and like being at all the games, and like it always made me a little bit jealous. And definitely money was always brought up, you know, like, oh, why can't we do this? Or can we go, like, we don't have the money, you know? And so I think early on that was instilled in my brain of like being able to create time and money freedom, you know, for my family, so that we could have the resources, the time and the finances to do what we want, when we want, and be able to give back, which I'll share. I'm super big on contribution and giving back. You know, we grew up since we were little. I never felt I lacked. I just wish we could do more when I was younger. But my dad did a really good job of always taking us to like soup kitchens and things to like, you know, serve. And so it helped us really be grateful for what we did have, right? Versus focusing on what we didn't have. But these are just some of my goals for the future. Like I love travel. And so I'm excited to be able to take my family like all over the world, you know, to have the freedom to travel with my kids, to educate as we go. And then there's some fun things on here that would just be cool, but really it's about creating a life where my family is able to enjoy each other, right? Create memories and moments together, and be able to have the finances to give back and contribute to others as well in that process. And so that's something I'm super stoked about. And so this company, like I really love it because there's so many great things to really help me stand out when I graduate, you know? Like I know that once I graduate, I'd like to own businesses one day. I'm not sure exactly what. I've always loved business. I'm an accounting major in international business currently, and I love contribution, right? And so figuring out like what that looks like, but having the know-how and getting a chance to network. And so this company is so cool because like I'm getting to meet so many amazing people like you guys, you know, like, and getting a chance to connect and network and meet people in all different industries. And I know you guys, work with Matthew, which is awesome. But it's really neat, and I'm stoked to meet people like in nonprofit realms. I'm stoked to meet like CEOs and like entrepreneurs and business owners. I was always fascinated in high school when, when parents would be at the stuff and I'm like, what do your parents do? And they're like, oh, they have their own business. I'm like, oh, I want to do that, and so it just always really attracted me to be able to have that. But this company, like, there's so many things, to put on a resume. And there's a hand signed letter from the president of the company. I can actually earn that every campaign. And so I'm super excited about getting that for the spring. I was able to earn it this past fall, which I'll show you. Consistency club, and really to be able to put on my resume that companies know I'm not like a one-hit wonder, but that I'm someone that's dependable and they can count on, and having that consistency. All-American scholarship is super sweet because I'm able to say I was top, 100 or top 25 or top 50 out of like 20,000 students across the company, and earn a scholarship to help pay for school, which every dollar helps. So that's awesome. And then there's different scholarships and stuff there. But one of the things that has kept me here, and I don't know if Matthew told you about this, but this company has some unbelievable like internships in management, business management, as well as entrepreneurship. And so they have this leadership academy, which I was accepted into this past fall, or I could say that I'm really trying to get into. And the Leadership Academy, they really teach us how to like manage ourselves, how to manage others, how to manage money, how to build a business, right? Like emotional management. And so just different skill sets that, whether I'm working in nonprofit, with church, with family, or with business, are things that can really help me, and so that's something that I'm really excited about, being able to have that on my resume, but not only being accepted into the academy, but earning, the internship to actually run my own business and get that experience. Because like, do you guys like when you were in school, did you see a difference? Like, did you ever have to like learn things at school, Julian and Erica, that like you maybe didn't even use later? Like, did you guys have any classes where like you don't really use some of the stuff you learned?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, like my like science, I have like life in the sea. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, I'm an accounting major, but I love this because it's actually stuff that I'm gonna use forever, And so this is it's a job, but it's like really works with my school to prepare me so that when I graduate, I have the best opportunities possible. And so, thank you guys again so much. And so this is just this past fall, I was able to get into Leadership Academy, as I mentioned. I was able to get my first President's Club letter. Super excited about doing that this spring, and was ranked regionally and divisionally. And so Matthew actually helped with that, which is cool. And there's a couple of different ways you guys are actually, you're able to support. Like I said on the phone, you don't have to get anything, cool. And so I do get paid just to show the products, but please keep a lookout, because if you need something for Valentine's coming up, Mother's Day, Father's Day, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, like anything in the next 6 to 12 months, not only are you getting an unbelievable product, but you're also, helping me out a ton for my goals. So the scholarship and like some of the different contests, which I'll show you, they are based on sales. And then we have obviously ways to help that have nothing to do with sales. Cool. So my goal is to sell $50,000 this spring, win a top scholarship, or actually I need to update this because I already got into the Leadership Academy, but secure my internship, save $5,000. And honestly, Julian and Erica, my biggest goal today is that you like me enough, and the presentation, that you introduce me to everyone because again, I get paid every time, and it helps me out so much for all of these goals. All right. And if you want to just write me a check for like $42,000, then I'll definitely hit my goal. That would be super sweet. I'm just kidding. But keep a lookout, this stuff is incredible, and like I said, it's, it's an investment. So this is not like, people don't buy this just to help out, like this isn't like Girl Scout cookies. It's definitely not cheap. I always tell my customers ahead of time, I'm like, just so you know, like I'm showing you something that's the best of its kind. It's an investment. So it is definitely, some money. So I'm assuming you didn't put away like 6 to 10 grand to redo your kitchen today with the knife girl. But we'll definitely, we can find something for you, you know, if it's something you like. Cool. And so this here also, I'll show you, oh my gosh, you're going to see our scissors. These are like the best scissors you've ever seen in your life. So everybody loves them. I'll show them to you here in a minute. And I need to sell 4 pairs to get sponsored for a trip to Puerto Vallarta. And then there's a set, one of our sets that you could also purchase and help sponsor my flight. And this is a trip with all of the executive team for our region is going to be there. My boss, her colleagues, her boss, and the best of the best. And so getting a chance to like rub elbows with like these people who are Hall of Fame members and like big business owners. And I'm excited to connect with people and be able to build some relationships and, you know, get some good letters of recommendation in the future. So I'm really stoked about that. So I'll show you guys those. They're freaking awesome. And if you guys want to go to Mexico, I might be able to get you an invite. So let me know. All right. So it's going to be fun. And then this right here has nothing to do with sales. Cool. So the other ones, like we have a big competition happening. There's awards that happen. There's a scholarship. Like all that is based on sales. And that's why I said, you know, keep a lookout. You know, I do get paid just to do it. So no obligation. But if there is anything you need gifts for anyway, or anything you see for you, I'm your girl. All right. I will hook you up. But this right here actually has nothing to do with sales. All right. It's a free way to help, you know, based on referring me to other super sweet people like Matthew introduced me to you guys. Cool. So I'll show you guys that at the end. So don't worry about that right now, but my goal is to sell in all 50 states. And these are the states I've sold in so far. You should have them highlighted. Yeah, so anyway, we'll talk about that at the end. And the last thing I wanted to share, you know, I was sharing with you all, like, this has been a big thing I've been a part of since its conception, basically. But I've done a lot with my church always, with school. And so I just like to find things to give back to. So we do a lot of contribution and finding good things to give back. And so I've partnered with this nonprofit in Haiti that gives back to the community and health. You know, back in 2010, like a decade ago when the earthquake hit, it ruined all the medical, like everything that they had on the south part of the island, and even rocked, you know, in the capital. And so one of our Cutco guys, he's a top rep with Cutco. He actually, he lost family that passed away during that earthquake, and he wanted to do something for his country to give back. And a group of Cutco friends were like, let's build a medical clinic, you know, like being the go-getters that they are. And no idea like how much that would take to do, but we opened it several years ago, and there's different ways to give. And so if that's something, by the way, I can share the link with you later. It is a write-off, you know, and you could like donate to like help somebody. They have like an angel donor where you just help give kids or families medical attention, or you could give bigger gifts. You could buy a brick that goes on the floor and like shows all the people that helped, you know, create this space. But it's really cool. Every room is something different. Like there's a gynecologist office, there's a dentist, there's an eye doctor, there's the surgeon, the pediatric. And so every room in the clinic is like a different specialized doctor to help support. And it's actually, when they came by to look at it, they said that it's the best medical facility in Haiti, and like Cutco reps built it. So that's kind of cool. Something that we're super proud of. But I just want to say again, thank you guys so much again for helping me towards my goals. Because again, I know that you don't have to sit here with me right now and do this. And so I really appreciate you guys. All right. So have either of you heard of Cutco before Matthew introduced me to you guys?
No, I hadn't.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And Julian, had you heard of Cutco before?
I've heard a little bit about their like outdoor knives from my friends. So yeah.
Oh, those are awesome. We actually, Julian, just so you know, I forgot to say this, but we actually, like, Cutco makes K-bar. I don't know if you've heard of K-bar, but it's the knives the US Marines use to protect our country. Like, we make those in the factory. So we make Cutco for the kitchen and K-bar to protect our country. And like all of our outdoor and hunting knives are actually military grade. They're phenomenal. And everything Cutco makes is guaranteed. Well, I don't want to spoil the video for you because it's going to tell you some stuff here, but what I want to do is I want to show you guys I want to show you guys the presentation. And so if you could do me a favor and go to yourcutcodemo.com, all right, go ahead and scroll to there. Let me know once you have that up so that I can show you everything here. And Julian, do you work with Erica and Matthew as well, or do you do something else?
I do something else. I
Oh,
am I am a surgeon actually.
nice.
So yeah, I am in pediatrics. So I deal with a lot of children, mostly orthopedic. Yeah.
Yeah, what got you into that? Like, what attracted you to that?
So my uncle is also an orthopedic surgeon. So I was pretty interested. And then also I used to shadow a doctor who did surgery on me years ago. So that was pretty cool. And I was just really interested. And that's why I got into it. Yeah.
Very cool. I always like to get ideas because like I'm not sure which route, but like I can't do that. I'm like blood and myself. Like if I see like an incision in someone, like I'll freak out. I just can't do it. But I'm glad there's people like you that help take care of that. So awesome. So go ahead. Miss Erica, you have the presentation up. You guys have it up? Okay, so go ahead and scroll down a little bit on the page until you see the white and blue slides that say, thank you for helping me hit my goals and what is Cutco. Do you see those?
Yes, I do.
Awesome, we're off to a great start. And so I already shared my goals, so just thank you again so much for taking time out to help me out. And just so I know, do you guys cook because you have to, like to, or love to?
I love to.
Okay, awesome. And Julian, you're like, she loves to? No.
Yeah, she loves you.
Okay, awesome. Well, you guys are gonna love this stuff. It's so great. So first part of my presentation is I show you a quick video that shows the quality of Cutco, all right? And so then after that, I'm gonna show you the pieces in our basic set. And so just so you know, all these customers are real. Some of them have had Cutco for decades. And so I'd love for you guys to check out the guarantee. I was mentioning it before and I didn't wanna spoil it. So check out the guarantee, because it's pretty sweet. Just like the craftsmanship of the knives, because we'll kind of review that after, but check out like how it's put together and like kind of materials, and the scissors. Keep a lookout for the scissors. Sounds good? So go ahead and click the video. Ready, set, click. All right, there we go. Put it. And by the way, reps,
I think we got knives for our wedding. They didn't last.
Okay, so we're going through, and I'm going to make this a little bit quicker on this part. So
it seemed that they got dull very quickly. Sometimes we just couldn't find the right knife.
All right, and so around the guarantee, I'm like, did you guys see that guarantee? I'm like, isn't it amazing?
We've got Cutco, we have the variety of knives. Each
like
knife
my grandmother's had
does
Cutco since
something different.
1957, and she loves her
Used
stuff.
to having such sharp blades, the tools working like they were supposed to.
We actually use them so frequently, I can't put them away.
And a lot of times, like people think that when you have like sharp knives, it's less safe, but it's more safe because when you have the dull knives, you like fight with it, you know?
A set of sharp, dependable knives in your kitchen can be the difference between cooking because you have to or cooking because you want to.
And by the way, I know, Miss Erica, you love to cook and you'll love it even more.
Is a breeze. With the wrong ones,
it's so good.
Not so much.
I can't compare the Cutco to any knife that they sell in a department store because I've tried them all. The only knives I have are Cutco's.
We're preparing
Cutco's
meals for
the
10
best.
people 3 times a day. I need a knife that I know I can go to that has the quality that's going to work every time, and Cutco does it for me. Cutco quality.
Have you guys ever been like
number one.
frustrated trying to
Since
cut something and you're like fighting it, or you're like
across the country,
like
the right
poking the
knives are
tomato?
Cutco knives made right here in America. Always have been.
Yeah.
And today, hundreds
So
of
did you see
Cutco
that they're
team
all made
members
in the
craft
USA?
each knife with an artisan's eye for quality and detail. This level of craftsmanship is one of the reasons that every Cutco knife comes with a forever guarantee.
Yeah,
A
so that's
powerful
why they
promise
guarantee
we've
forever.
stood behind
Everything's like
since our founding in
handmade with like
1949.
the help of the
That
machines.
means your Cutco set will be the last set of knives you'll ever need
Never
to
buy it again.
10 years, 20 years, even generations down the road, Cutco will sharpen your knives and replace any defective item for free. No one else does that because no one else is Cutco.
They
Yeah.
stand behind their product, which is very rare. And they're an American company, which is even better.
Yeah,
It's
so
lifetime warranty, so I did have the
everything's
experience
made
of
up in
having it once
Olean, New
replaced
York, which is
with no
upstate New
questions
York.
asked.
warranty on a
if
knife
Cutco
that
makes
we've
it,
had
it's
for over a
guaranteed for
decade.
life, like
We've had a couple
generation
knives replaced
after
and
generation.
damaged. It was very
So that's really cool.
Cutco can make this guarantee because of the unique patented design and the meticulous multi-step construction process that goes into its
Yeah,
knives.
check out how they're
It's what
made.
makes Cutco unique and a cut above all others in quality, durability, and user satisfaction. Cutco puts each blade through a 3-step heat treating process, creating the best balance of hardness,
I
flexibility,
actually had a
rust, and
chance to
stain
see a
resistance,
tour
and
of the
edge
factory
retention.
and see how they
After
did
that,
this.
the blade is
And they showed
meticulously
us like
polished
every
to enhance
station
rust
and took us
resistance.
around a virtual
And then
tour of
comes
the
the secret to
factory.
Cutco's
It's
sharpness
really
and durability.
cool.
The exclusive double D recessed edge.
I was like so
This
impressed.
process creates a series
Look
of
at, do you
3
see the edge?
razor-sharp edges on the blade with pointed teeth that protect it from contacting surfaces that might dull the knife.
I'll tell you about the edge
The double D
afterwards.
recessed edge allows the blade to cut forward, backward, or straight down with equal ease. You can cut virtually anything, which makes food preparation easy, fast,
Yeah,
and
do you
fun.
see how easy it goes through that orange?
Here's proof of how sharp a Cutco blade is. This is a tough piece of leather, and using a regular kitchen knife, even a brand new one, cutting it is practically impossible. Now,
Oh my
watch
gosh,
what the
when you use
table
Cutco,
knife can
it
do.
literally
Notice
cuts like
its rounded
butter. It's
design
like
for added
butter,
safety
like cuts
and no
through.
rivets, so it looks great on your table. But can it cut? Can it ever?
Did you see it cut the leather?
Sharpness is everything. Product of Cutco is
It's
head
pretty
and
awesome.
shoulders above any other knife that I've ever used. They do exactly what I want them to do for me every single time.
Here's something you
That
might not
spatula,
know.
by the way,
You may already own an
amazing. I'll
incredibly
show you.
expensive
I'll show
set
you
of
right
knives.
after this.
Ever seen a kitchen drawer that looks like this? Loads
Do you
and
guys
loads of
have
knives,
like lots
most
of
which
drawers
you
in
never
your
use
like knives in
because
your
they're too
drawer?
dull or aren't right for the job.
Or like a block? My
That's
parents
already
had a block set
a lot of money when you
and
add
a
it all
bunch.
up. It's actually much more cost-effective to invest in a set of quality knives. Knives that come with a forever guarantee. Knives that are designed for every conceivable kitchen duty. Knives that you'll be happy to use every day. Let's take a quick look at a few of the most popular knives in a set.
Yeah, and I'll
If you've
walk
ever
you
tried to
through
cut a
all the
tomato with a
knives
dull
right when we're
knife,
done. I'll show
you
you
know
what
how
comes in the set
frustrating
real quick,
and
but check
messy
these
it can
out.
be. The Cutco Trimmer makes quick work of tomatoes, oranges, apples, cucumbers, great for sectioning grapefruit and oranges.
It's your
Easily
small
trims and bones
utility.
meat,
Super
poultry,
good.
and fish. It's even a great bar knife for lemons and limes. This versatile knife is a star of your set, and one of the key reasons Cutco won About.com's Reader's Choice Award for Best Cutlery Brand.
The trimmer. I love the trimmer. That's my favorite knife. I use it when I'm cutting up salads and I'm trimming
And
a
you don't
steak.
have to
I
like
use it
poke the
for my
tomato
meats,
to like cut
chicken,
it.
roast. I really use it for everything. So it's a pretty multi-purpose knife.
Ready to do some chopping, dicing, slicing,
Oh, that
and
knife
mincing?
is so good.
The Home Chef now has a classic knife at their disposal, the Petite Chef. Just place the tip on the cutting board and rock the blade, using the back of the blade to do the
Do you
cutting.
ever see
When
chefs
done this
do
way,
that? Like
you
the
feel as though
chefs
you're
like
cutting
cut?
air.
It's like
My
that.
favorite Cutco knife is the chef knife. Just cutting the lettuce when you want it super fine or really chopped really fine, it makes cooking a lot easier.
When I do like
Nice long blade and
tuna,
chop quickly. I don't think I
or
realized
chicken
how
salad, I
efficient
like
that
chop
would be.
stuff.
And now, the knife that's more than a knife, the Cutco Spatula Spreader.
Did you get to
It's
the
the world's
spatula
premier
spreader yet?
sandwich and bagel knife.
Yeah.
Spread mayo, cream cheese, or
That
jellies.
thing's so
No muss,
awesome.
no fuss. Cut cakes with ease. Serve
You
up
can
neat,
spread,
appetizing
you
portions
can
of lasagna.
cut.
Slice up a pizza.
It's
By
really
far,
cool.
My favorite knife is the spatula knife. Great for sandwiches.
You can cut the bagel, then you can scoop the spread. It's all with one tool.
So good.
Finally, let's look at a knife you probably won't use every day, but when you need it, you'll be so glad it's in your set. It's the renowned Cutco Butcher Knife.
Did you get to the
It
mini
may look
machete?
intimidating, but use it once and you'll wonder how you ever got along
Super
without it.
good for like ribs
Heavy
and
duty
frozen
and
stuff.
tough,
I'll show
it
you.
easily segments and trims big cuts of meat and disjoints poultry. Watch it go through a squash, pineapple, even a watermelon at a single
So good.
pass.
Butcher knife. Great for cutting meat. Just goes through it like crazy.
It's so easy to get around. You don't have to worry about the heat because it has that length.
When you have good stuff, it like cuts
Having the
through
right
so
knife
easy,
for the
you
right
know?
job is like having the right club for every shot, the right tool for every task, the right shoes for every occasion. With the right set of Cutco knives, your work goes faster, better and is a lot more rewarding. With Cutco knives, cooking is fun.
Oh, I'll show you the cheese knife
Beyond
later too.
Using
That
a
cheese
dull
knife is
especially for the wrong
amazing.
purpose, is a serious safety hazard. It's been proven that most kitchen accidents involve the knife, especially a dull knife. That's because people force dull knives and use them improperly in order to get them to cut, and that's how accidents happen. Sharp, safely stored, and properly used knives are a far safer choice and make your kitchen a much more enjoyable place. All the knives in your Cutco set are guaranteed to be sharp forever because we'll sharpen them for free, anytime, anywhere, no matter how long ago
And
you
someone
bought them.
can come to your house to sharpen
sharp
them,
are they?
or you can send them
Watch
to the
this.
factory.
This
And they'll
is the
do it for
Cutco
free,
Petite Carver.
always.
Our customers have given this knife a 5-star rating on Cutco.com, and no wonder. This is a length of thick rope. It's tough.
Are you
and
at the
fibrous,
rope yet?
Like a big roast. Now
Yeah.
watch this.
Okay,
If it
check
can
this
cut
out.
rope like this, imagine how easily it will glide through your toughest cutting jobs.
You're like, if you're cutting meat,
Other
that thing
knives
will
I
go
had to
right
saw
through.
through and saw through. The Cutco, I have not had to do that. They stay sharp. I've been 100% satisfied.
It's clear that a Cutco knife set is the premier choice and the most important set of tools in your kitchen. So now let's talk value. Remember that every knife in every set is American made in Cutco's own facility in upstate New York and is completely covered by Cutco's one-of-a-kind forever guarantee. These are knives that will last for your lifetime and beyond. Nobody else
pass them
offers
down.
that kind of value.
The Cutco knives made a huge difference in our kitchen. For 15 years, we've had the same set of knives. Everybody talks about the good quality and the sharpness of it, how long it stays sharp. I know that we've gotten our money's worth out of those knives.
Remember, too, that Cutco knives are made of the highest quality materials. The handles, for example, are not wood or
Check out
cheap
what the
plastic,
handles are made
but
out of.
thermal resin for far greater strength, dishwasher endurance, and long-term durability. They won't crack, splinter, chip, or absorb grease. Wooden handles can become bacteria breeding grounds, and cheap brass rivets quickly discolor and show their age. Cutco exclusively uses corrosion-resistant nickel-silver rivets for the utmost in appearance and durability. This customer favorite has a 5-star rating for a reason. Strong and versatile. You can use them in the kitchen,
check out the
garden,
scissors.
anywhere. Cut everything from delicate herbs to that ridiculously
My mom
tough
uses
plastic
these for like
packaging your regular
everything.
scissors just can't handle. And the heavy-duty blades separate for easy cleaning.
People look
How
out.
powerful are the shears? Strong enough to easily cut through this penny. Your
Did you see
Cutco
the- did you see the
representative is
penny
ready
yet?
to answer any questions you may have and help you choose the set that turns this
Pretty cool, huh?
into this and this into this. Thanks for choosing Cutco. American made, forever guaranteed.
Awesome. All right, cool. So what did you think of that? By the way, did you see like the, excuse me, did you see like when they were talking about like how it's so much safer to use sharp knives? Like most of the accidents in the kitchen happen from like people fighting, you know, their knives. And so it's pretty wild. But did you see the penny? Did you see the scissors and the penny?
Yeah, that was really cool. I can't believe it got there.
Yeah. So, and disclaimer again, from the beginning, as I mentioned, like this stuff is not cheap. It's an investment. I mean, it's the highest quality stuff that you're going to get. It's guaranteed forever. So you can pass it down generation after generation, you know, and again, it's just buy once, use every day, have forever. So that's a really cool thing. And do you guys know what resin is? Like it talked about how the handles are thermal resin.
No, what does that mean?
So that material, it's similar, like they use resins for like the inside of your dishwasher. They use resins for like bowling balls, football helmets. And so it's like a very sturdy material. It doesn't absorb moistures and it lasts a long time. Cool. So like the actual knife itself, and by the way, I would show one if you have one. I can't get up right now. But like I have one here. And like the resin, and so if I'm newer, I don't have it yet, but I'm like, the handle material is that resin. So it's super sturdy. The blade, I don't know if you noticed on the knives, it goes all the way through. So it's really balanced and it's better support. The steel that's used, it's a high carbon stainless steel. So what that means is just, it stays sharp and it stays clean. So you have like surgical instruments, like that's what they use. And then the actual edges themselves, it has like those little points. I don't know if you notice, like it's like 3 points, but what it is like how it talked about how it cuts forward, back, and downwards. That's so the little points keep the cutting blades off the board. So it just stays sharp a lot longer. So if you guys cook, like I know Miss Erica, you love to cook a lot. If you cooked every single day and use the heck out of those, like it'll stay sharp for at least 7 to 10 years before you ever even sharpen it once, which customers love. And for most people, it's like 15 to 20 years. I recommend like definitely by 15 years, you should send them in because you get them replaced for free or sharpened for free forever, you know? So it's pretty cool. So Cutco makes everything for the kitchen. They make like your knife sets, which you saw, cookware, flatware, kitchen accessories, outdoor accessories, hunting and fishing knives. I'm gonna start with our kitchen sets real quick first because that's usually people's first investment. Then I'll show you everything else real quick. Cool. And I know you said you love to cook. So go ahead and if you guys can do me a favor, I'm gonna start with the basic set, which is our most popular. It's called the Homemaker. If you go ahead and scroll down a little bit past the video, you'll see the 2 different color Homemaker sets and a slideshow called Homemaker Set Pieces. Do you see that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do is hit the full screen button on the slideshow. It's next to the gear wheel at the bottom.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So go ahead and hit the space bar. And can you still see my face on the side on the presentation? You can still see me?
Yeah, you're like in a little box.
Okay, all right, awesome. So go ahead and hit the space bar and pull up the first slide, which shows the Homemaker Plus 8. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you can buy individual pieces, but most customers agree that over a lifetime, sets are much better value. It's important to have the right tools for the right situation because of safety and efficiency. So we have 2 larger set options for customers who love to cook like you, Miss Erica, called the Complete Set and the Signature Set. And I'll show you those right after if you want to check them out, because definitely if you love to cook or entertain, I recommend those. But I'm going to start with the pieces in our basic set, which is the most popular. It's called the Homemaker Plus 8. It has the minimum number of tools to do 100% of the jobs in your kitchen as efficiently as possible. And it's just 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula, which most people have a lot more than that in their collection. So it's the best value for the average family. And it starts with your air knife. So go ahead and hit the space bar to see the pairing knife page. All right. All right, perfect. And you can go ahead and click play on the button, like the play video. But the air knife, it's called a pairing, and it's made to use in the air. So when you're like peeling, pairing, do you guys ever like peel, like my grandma peels potatoes, she like takes the sides off of plantains. You know, if you're ever peeling something, have you ever like taken the pit, like open like an avocado, or like cut the tops off of strawberries or sliced bananas for like cereal or something? Like, have you guys ever done that before? Like peel in the air? Cool. So like anything you're going to do in the air, that's what you'd want to use that for. You never want to use it on the board. That's why we have the small utility, which you saw in the video, by the way. So go ahead and, you know, go ahead and go to the next slide. And so that is called the trimmer. It's the small utility tool. So like, did you guys see the tomatoes in the video? Yeah. Like, have you ever like cut tomatoes and they're all like getting squished, like the examples there? I 100% would like poke my tomato at home because our knives were so bad, and I'd like poke it to get through the skin, and then I'd like cut it after I poked it. You don't have to do that with this. So this is good. Think fist size. Cool. Like the safest way to use a knife, Miss Erica and Mr. Julian, is to use a knife that's 2 or 3 inches longer than what you're cutting. All right. So fist size, like all your fist size limes, lemons, oranges, like citrus, star fruit, trimming the fat off of meats, deboning, deskinning. You can use that knife. And by the way, the Complete and the Signature have a more specialized knife for that, for like a deboning and deskinning in the Complete set. But it'll cover your basic things. Okay. So just so that you're aware of that. And excuse me. You don't really use that for spreading, which a lot of people are just used to using like a regular knife. But by the way, with that trimmer, just again, any small slicing, like you're going to use the heck out of that. Do you guys ever cut like limes or even like limes or lemons for like Corona or I don't know, any beer. I know a lot of my customers are like, that's my Corona knife, you know, so like not Corona the virus, like Corona the beer, you know, but they like love using that to like cut their limes and lemons. So that one's pretty cool. But you're not going to use it for spreading. And so that's why you have the spatula spreader. So go ahead and go to that next one and press play on the video. So this you saw in the video before, but it has a wide, flexible blade, and it has the cutting edge on it too, the double D edge. So it allows you to like spread icing on your cake, cut it, serve it, or like cut a pie, scoop it, serve it. Or, you know, like if my sister, she, you know, she makes like bagels with cream cheese and jelly, right? And so you can spread the cream cheese super easy, the jelly, and then cut it with one tool to clean. You can do that when you're doing sandwiches. I use it like crazy for peanut butter and jelly. Do you guys ever make sandwiches or have desserts or like pies, cakes, brownies, things in dishes? Oh yeah, Julian, cool. That's what you'd want to use that for. And honestly, Julian, a lot of the husbands, that's like their favorite. They're like, I love that thing, you know, so it's super nice. It's super easy. But go ahead and go to the next video. All right, so the next tools in your set, you actually can use them in partnership or apart. Cool. So you have your larger utility. That's really good. So do you guys ever like, have you guys ever bought like a rotisserie chicken from like Whole Foods or Costco or Walmart that's already made? This is great for that. This is great for all your medium-sized fruits and veggies, leftover carving, small roast. It's great for eggplant, squash. I didn't even ask you guys. Do you guys cook meat? Are you more vegetarian, pescatarian? Like, what do you cook more of? Everything?
I definitely do a lot of like chicken.
Cool. Great. So this is fantastic. And it's so nice because like, like my mom buys chicken at Costco and it's like really thick. And so you can like cut it in half and have like 2 nice chicken breasts, you know, for different meals. And a lot of times, again, when you're cutting chicken, have you guys ever cut chicken with a dull knife and you're like trying to get through the chicken? So this like will glide right through. So it's really fantastic. You'll love it. And then the turning fork you see there in the video, you can use it together. And this fork specifically is made for anchoring things down, or excuse me, for picking things up. And our other one is made for anchoring down. So this has 3 little tines you see there in the video, and they move around. So when you grab something, you grab it and it's on there. And then all you have to do is put it on a side and turn it and it comes right off. All right. So again, you can use a fork when you're just cooking on the stove. Have you ever like tried to make sausage or something? You're trying to turn it and it keeps like sliding in the pan. Has that ever happened to you before, Julie and Erica? You're playing like grease hockey, you know? So this is great because you can just get it. Or, oh my gosh, have you ever tried to take the last like pickle or like olive out of a jar? Like my brother will like sit there and it keeps like moving everywhere. So this is nice because you pick it, you take it out, it doesn't fall off, and then you don't have to like fight it off. You just put it on the side, turn it, and it comes right off. So it's really fantastic. So again, you can use them separate. You can use them together as like a little everyday carving set. Works super nice, all right? And the last couple things, go ahead and go to the next video. And so you're not going to use any of the stuff I showed you so far on larger foods. And so that's why we have your butcher. So now I want to say this, a lot of people confuse the butcher and the chef. All right. You guys saw in the video how like they were chopping everything. So that's the chef knife. And so it's super delicate. It's literally just made to go like, just like you see the chefs on TV. Now this one, the butcher, you saw them whacking in the video. That's what it's made for. So if you have ribs, if you have like, you want to disjoint something, if you have like, my mom would buy bags of like barbecue chicken wings at Costco. Instead of defrosting the whole bag, boom, she'd separate what we need and put the rest back in the freezer, right? So just any heavy duty, you're not going to whack at anything with any of the other knives, right? So that's the whacking knife. And if you look closely, you're going to see the front part of the knife is actually thicker than the back part of the blade, okay? And that's because the front gets the impact. And you'll see on the next video. So you see that there. So do you guys ever have any like freezer stuff or heavy duty or disjointing that you do? Cool. Yeah, so that's what you would use for that. But for your delicate stuff, so this next one, go ahead and go to the next slide. You do not whack with this. Like my grandma's like, I use this for the big stuff. I'm like, no. This is for your dicing and chopping, your herbs, your omelets, your veggies, your stuff for salad. You know, I use it when I make ceviche. I use it for chicken salad. I use it for tuna because I cut up a lot of onions, celery, you know, herbs, like just things that I want small. So it's awesome. Have you ever, Miss Erica, have you or Julian like used a chef knife before? Like how you see the chefs on TV? Have you ever done it like that or no?
Me personally, no. I've never been able to like rock back and forth.
Okay. So by the way, I'm more than happy to come to your house and show you how to use this. It's so cool. Cause like my mom would sit with a knife and go like piece by piece to cut something. And like, I had no idea. And when we got our stuff, like I used that and I was like, whoa, like it's made to do that. You kind of put the front down like a paper cutter and then it just like it just rocks. And it's so much faster than using a knife to go like piece by piece by piece. So it makes it more enjoyable. Like it's just more fun. It's easier and it's safer. But yeah, any veggie chopping, as you see there, like that's what you're going to use that for. All right. And so your last couple things, go to the next video. This is your bread knife, all right? And so every kitchen needs a bread knife. It's a long double D edge. It's great for layering cakes. It's great for shredding, lettuce, slicing boneless meats. You can even use it on like frozen cakes. Like if you buy like an ice cream cake at the store, it'll go right through there, which is really cool. All right. But not used for anything with the bone. And that's why we have our master carving set. So do you guys ever do like a turkey or lamb or ham or anything for Thanksgiving or New Year's or any holidays?
Yes, we typically do like the turkey for Thanksgiving.
Okay, cool. So yeah, any carving needs. And then I have vegetarians who don't eat meat, but like, they're like, well, we like to have it because people come over. But they actually, one of the ladies, she had them for 10 years. And she's like, I use that vegging of if you look, I don't know if you can see in the video, but it's kind of a curved, like it's really pointy and then it kind of curves. And so it's really easy to go around the bones of the meat. And then as you see on that fork, it's 2 tines. So it like anchors it down and then you can carve around it. So it's super nice. So you have that, for any time for carving occasions, but you can use the fork for when you're like grilling and flipping stuff. And you can use the carving knife on like bigger melons and stuff to go around it and then gut it because of the like little rounded part. Those are your basic tools. So again, you've got your air knife, your small utility, your sandwich maker, your everyday carving and prep. You have your heavy duty, your delicate chopper, your bread, and your master carving set. Cool. And so that's there. Can you guys see how over a lifetime you would use every tool in the basic set?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saved the best for last, I think. The mighty little table knives or steak knives. So I don't know if you remember seeing the leather in the video, but to complete your set, we have the table knives. And so these are like if a butter knife and a steak knife had a baby and like put it on steroids, like no joke. So it's unreal. But like when we got them, like my dad, the first time he used it, he's like, let's see how good these are, and I was like, he's like, I saw, the video, but like, let's check this out. My dad stacked 6 pork chops. All right. And I'm like, Dad, it's not made to do. He's like, I just want to see. And he stacked the 6 pork chops and he took the knife, like just right on the edge of the pork chops. And he went, and it went through all of them. I was like, what? Like, I think I was more impressed than he was. And he was like, that's a damn good knife. I was like, yeah, it is. And so it's like mighty little guy. And you can use them for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can butter bread. You can cut steaks. You can cut meats. You can cut tomatoes in your salad. But here in Texas, and a lot of people that eat a lot of meat, they like that like feel of that larger, steak knife. And so we did come out with those years ago. And so some people, if you get one of the larger sets, it has the option of the steak knives fitting in the block. This Homemaker doesn't, because it's not your everyday. So it just has the everyday pieces. But a lot of my customers will add like, steak knives or even pick it as a gift, which I'll share that later. But you can, have the steak knives for when you have special occasions. So you see there on the video how, because I'm like, oh, go ahead and press play. I forgot to say that. So for our customers who like you can click to the next slide. But for our customers who like the feel of the larger steakhouse style, like I said, the 2 larger sets have that. And they were unavailable for most of last year because during the pandemic, they shut down like the extras. So like our outdoor accessories, our hunting and fishing knives, our barbecue, some of the kitchen gadgets, and the steak knives were taken off just so that since there were less factory workers, they could focus on like the things people buy the most, like, or the most necessity, right? But now everything's back and people have been buying them like crazy. So the signature set, the medium set, it's our signature family, comes with 10 table knives or steak knives. And then the complete set has a setting of 12. And so these are perfect for like holidays or when you have company at the house, or maybe you just don't want to run the dishwasher like my mom. So you have extra table knives or steak knives there. Cool. You can click the next slide. You know, it'd be too dangerous to have really sharp knives floating in the drawer. And so all of our sets come with a wood block, which looks beautiful on the counter. But we also do have storage trays if somebody prefers to put them in the drawer, or like for people who have mobile homes or boats and they rather put it away in a drawer, we have trays for that as well. All right. So our sets come with a free cutting board. It's important to use soft plastic cutting board because like glass, a lot of people know that like wood is so unsanitary, right? Like wood handled knives, wood cutting boards, like they hold so much bacteria. And so they'll buy glass or granite or marble or have marble countertops to cut on, but those are so hard on your knives and they dull them, you know? So, I mean, ours will last way longer than any other knife on those, but they will wear and tear. They might not last 15 years. It might be like 9 years before you have to replace them, right? But when you use like we have a, you know, our cutting boards are made to be soft on the knives, you know, so that, and they don't absorb moisture. They're not porous. So that's really cool. And then last thing I'm going to show you is the entertainer pack. These things are awesome. We have incredible gadgets. I'm like, go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. And so the entertainer pack, these pieces have a comfort grip handle. So it's non-slip. And of course it is forever guaranteed. And so it comes with our 4, and go ahead and press play if you have it on the video, but it comes with our 4 popular gadgets all in one pack. And so we're going to play these short videos one at a time using, starting with the peeler, and it peels in both directions. So that ice cream scoop, I'm like, oh my gosh, Miss Erica, Mr. Julian, do you guys like ice cream?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm a big ice cream person. So I don't know if you guys ever had where like the freezer makes it so hard and you can't even get through it. And this thing, like you could get an ice cube, okay? And you could hold it on the ice cube and it'll melt through it just because of the type of steel that we use and the chemical reaction. There's no liquid in it or anything, but it'll just like glide right through it. It's phenomenal. You guys should definitely check it out. Our pizza cutter, I don't know if you guys like pizza. I'm a pizza fanatic. I buy them from everywhere, from Costco, from wherever I can get pizza. But this is nice if, you know, if you make your own pizza at home or you buy the Costco ones, or with a regular size pizza, you want to make more slices. Super easy. It just cuts through. The blade is not sharp. It's just the pressure and the design of it that it'll cut right through. And you could take it apart. I don't know if you see in the video, but you can take it apart for easy cleaning, which is really nice. So you don't get all the goop stuck in the middle, you know? And then the cheese knife, this thing right here, holy crap, like it has the holes that you see there. Like you see how it has holes? This thing is so sweet. So it doesn't, it's made so it doesn't stick to like any starchy food, or, cause you can use it for cheese, but like you can make your own like homemade potato chips or like scalloped potatoes, and it just like glides right through. So it's really, really nice, but those are our gadgets there. All right. I'm gonna transition here to talk about prices and stuff. Now, have you guys looked at prices of fine cutlery lately?
No.
Okay, no worries. And so I just want to review real quick before we go through prices. And if you want to grab a pen and paper to write some stuff down, totally encourage that so you can look at it and have the prices with you. But, you know, I just want to review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. Like you always have a sharp American made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco's guaranteed to last forever. So it's actually the last set of knives you're ever going to buy. Cutco saves a lot of money. So most customers who buy Cutco, they eat out less, you know, and especially now with like everything happening in the world, like that we had our biggest year last year. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons, because people were cooking at home more than going to eat out. But it also saves you a lot of money not to go eat out, you know, like if you saved $60 a month, you know, that's $720 saved in the year, and over 25 years, you'd save over $18,000. Did you guys find that you saved a little bit of money with like eating out this year? Mm-hmm. I know some people did, and some people went Grubhub crazy. But it definitely saves you a lot of money. And you're like eating healthier, you know, when you cook for yourself versus like getting fast food and stuff all the time. Definitely better. So Several reasons why so many customers choose sets, and I'll go through the prices with you. Cutco sets have the right tool for the right job. It has built-in discount, so it's cheaper. They come with a free cutting board and other free stuff, and they're safer because they come in a blocker tray. And we have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at one time, because like I said, it's definitely not cheap, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and exit the full screen. So you can just hit the escape button, and it should bring you back to the original page. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
Okay, great. So go ahead and scroll down to the next slideshow. It should say set options. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go full screen on that one. All right, and so we're gonna go to the first slide where you're gonna see a Wusthof and Schoen brand comparison, all right? Now, I don't know if have you guys heard of Wusthof or Schoen before, like at the stores or anything? Because they have them at like Macy's, Williams-Sonoma, Sur La Table, like even Bed Bath & Beyond. But have you guys heard of them?
No.
Okay, I mean, most people don't know them unless you're like actively looking, which is like newly married couples, like putting stuff on the registry, right? But this is like top stuff. Like this is the best stuff you're gonna get. But when it comes to high quality cutlery, there's a wide variety of quality and prices. You know, Cutco is top rated. So we only compare to the highest quality brands. So that price comparison right there of Wusthof and Schoen, these are the top high quality sets made overseas, top selling brands in stores. So Wusthof are German, their sister company's Henkel, I don't know if you've heard of them, and then Schoen are Japanese. They are phenomenal products, all right? And each of these brands, they have different sets, which range in price. Kind of like BMW, right? Like how they have like 3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series, and everything in between. Very different price if you buy a 3 Series BMW or a 7 Series fully loaded, right? So same deal here. So they have different ranges. This right here is their top Wusthof set, all right? So this is their 7 Series, and Cutco's the best, so that's what we compare to. But this set normally retails for $3,435. And during the holidays, like right now, like we just passed a lot of the holidays, like you can find them on sale during the holidays for about $2,000. Now, there are some major differences between these brands and Cutco. So Wusthof has mostly straight edges, like both of them, like they have to be sharpened every time they're used. And it says that when you buy them, it says sharpen before each use, which most moms don't really do. It's kind of a hassle. Like no one's like, I can't wait to sharpen my knives before I cook, right? They're not made to put in the dishwasher. And the warranty, it's against manufacturing defects only. So with Cutco, you have the universal wedge lock handle, which fits every hand perfect. It's won awards for the ergonomics and the grip. It has that exclusive double D stay sharp edge. And we have the 4-part forever guarantee, including our free sharpening. So Cutco owners will tell you it's like 10 times better than any knives they've ever used. And just considering the guarantee and unique features, most people agree Cutco's at least twice as good as the overseas brands. So Mr. and Mrs. Erica and Julian, most people, you know, Cutco owners like Mr. Sellers, and I think you guys know Miss Julie too, and definitely my grandma who's had him since the 50s. They'll tell you it's like 10 times better than any knives they've ever used. And just considering the guarantee and the unique features, most people would agree that Cutco's at least twice as good as the overseas brands. And when something offers twice the quality and twice the value and lasts forever, would you guys expect it to be at least twice the price? That's just how the world works, right? And so at twice the price, even if we use the sale price, you'd be talking over $4,000 for a set of Cutco. So if you can do me a favor and write that on your paper, go ahead and jot down, and I'll put it here too, but if you can go ahead and jot down $4,000, all right? And so that would be like buying a really nice refrigerator or like a nice home appliance or like Craftsman or Snap-on tools. And so we'll go through that in a moment, all right? Now, as I said earlier, the Homemaker Plus 8 is our most popular set. Go ahead and click to the next slide to see the picture. Okay, so it's perfect for families that cook 2 to 4 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier. It has the 8 table knives, the wood block, and the sharpener for straight edges. We also have the Homemaker, as you see there, without the table knives on the block, because some people like a different color, or they want the stainless table knives, or they want the steak knives, you know, and so you have options. If you were considering a set of Cutco, would you prefer the set with the matching table knives or possibly steak knives or something else?
Probably the steak knives.
Okay, cool. So the great thing is, by the way, and I'll let you know prices and stuff with the steak knives here in a minute. But the great thing is that our Homemaker set does not cost $4,000, although it would be if it was sold in stores. So if you want to go ahead, Miss Erica, and just go ahead and put a cross out $4,000, that's not what you're going to spend today. Cool. So you can go ahead and cross that out. I don't know why I can't get out of here. There we go. All right. Now go ahead and do me a favor, and you can write down right underneath that 3,435. I don't know if you remember, but that's the price of the Wusthof set. Cool. And so we're actually not as much as the Wusthof set either. So if you want to go ahead and write that down, Roy just told me to get all my territories in. Forgot to do that. Thanks for the reminder. All right, $3,435. So like that was the Wusthof retail. It's not as much as that either. Cool. So you can cross that out too. And if you can do me a favor and write underneath that on your paper, go ahead and write down 1326. All right, 1326. Miss Erica and Mr. Julian, this here is what the Homemaker would cost paid in full. Cool. So it's about 20 to 30% cheaper than anything you're going to get in stores, and it's guaranteed forever. You know, and so you guys could pay in full. I'm going to assume, again, you guys didn't put away a couple grand waiting for the knife girl. So what most of my customers use is they do our deposit program. All right. And so if you want to write down, Miss Erica, on your paper, go ahead and jot down 100% refundable. All right. Deposit. All right. So it's 100% refundable security deposit. And this deposit would be for 20% of the price. All right. So that's what the deposit would be. And again, you can put a line through the 1326 because you don't have to pay for all that right now. And by putting the deposit, go ahead and put underneath that, put 3 weeks to try it. All right. So 3 weeks, try it out. All right. And so let me explain how this works. So the company lets you put down a 20% deposit on any set that you want to try out. Okay. And so in this case, if you wanted to try the Homemaker and just see how you like it, the deposit would come out to $289. Cool. So if you want to go ahead and write that down and circle it, that's what the deposit would be with the taxes in this case. And so you'd put the deposit, get the products. You guys have 3 weeks to use them, abuse them from the moment you get them. Cool. Worst case scenario, send them back. You had a free Cutco for 3 weeks. Cool. Worst case scenario. And I highly doubt that's going to happen. Everybody loves this. So you really have one of two options. Number one, call and pay the whole thing off. All right. Or you can do what most customers do, which is our Easy Pay. And our Easy Pay is just going to charge you the exact same amount for 4 more months. Cool. So 20%, 20%, 20%. And then boom, you have them forever. All right. So that's how that would work if you did a deposit. And if you guys did that, basically what you would be putting aside in the budget would be $73 a week in the budget is what you'd want to put aside for that, which would come out to $37 each. Cool. And I always like to show my customers that, you know, just because obviously, again, this wasn't planned, you know, so that way you could see what it would look like. So we have something called a buy now bonus, and it's a reason to buy now versus later, and a thank you for getting now versus later. All right. So if you guys wanted to go ahead and try out that set, you could actually pick out $150 in free gifts. So you could do a fishing knife, you could do some accessories, you could do 4 steak knives, you know, like you could pick out whatever you want, and I'll show you, I guess, in accessories, but you could pick out $150 in free gifts as a thank you from me for helping me out towards my goal. Cool. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. Do you guys want to go ahead and try out this set here? You could either pay in full or just put the deposit. That way you can get it, try it out, and just see how you like it.
I think you did pretty good. I
Well, thank you.
I really love the products. I just don't think a set would kind of be my thing right now.
Okay.
I was really interested in pieces.
Okay. Absolutely. And by the way, just so you both know, we can definitely pick out your favorite pieces, you know, and customize your own set. But there are some pre-made ones that are a way better deal. Actually, I want to show you one real quick, and then I can write down the ones that you really like if you don't like the set. But this set, it's called our Galley Set. And it was actually rated Best Buys by Consumer Digest. It was Dr. Phil. I don't know if you've ever watched the Dr. Phil show, but he actually gave it to everyone in his audience when he did like a cooking healthy segment, which was really cool. And it's a perfect starter set, and it takes care of your basics. Go ahead and go skip 2 slides. So you'll see if you skip, you'll see the complete and the signature. And so you want to go over to the Galley Set. Okay, so pass the 2 slides and you get to the galley. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so this right here, it has the pairing for the air, it has the trimmer for the small stuff, it has the sandwich maker, it has the larger meat knife, the serving, the turning fork, it has the veggie chopper and the bread knife. And it still comes with the option of 6 table knives in the block. And so it's a few less knives for a lot less money. All right. And so if you guys, you know, want to try, just so you know the price on this before we go any further, the basic on this, and let me just show y'all. And then again, we could even do steak knives as the gift with this, all right, or the pair of scissors, which are pretty phenomenal. So if you guys did this, this would come out to, this would be $739. If you want to write that down on your paper, I'll just go ahead and put it here. So $739 would be the basic galley set, okay? And this right here, if you guys wanted to try it out, the deposit to try this out would actually only be $162. So if you want to go ahead and write down $162 and circle that, that would be the deposit. And again, same deal. You have 3 weeks to try it out, see how you like it, and then just go from there. All right. And so if you guys kept it on that easy pay, this one would come out to about $40 a week in the budget, which comes out to about $20 each. Cool. So that's what that one would be. So do you guys like that one better, or did you still want to customize?
I think I kind of want to customize still.
Okay. And Miss Erica, feeling the same way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And perfect. And I'm going to pause real quick. Just so you guys know, most of my customers that didn't buy a homemade, that's what they ended up doing. Like, oh yeah, let's do that. All right, but, and I'll explain something afterwards, but okay, cool. So let's do this. Why don't you let me know if you were gonna pick out your, like make your perfect set, what do you think, Miss Erica and Mr. Julian, what do you feel are the 4 or 5 tools that you're gonna use the most?
Well, I definitely like the petite carver, the chef knife.
Hold on, let me go ahead and write them here. So you said petite carver, chef knife, what else? You're gonna ask your wife, isn't she the cook?
Yes, she can put in some input.
Yeah, definitely the chef knife, the spatula spreader.
Okay. Anything else, honey? That's how most couples sing.
The paring knife.
Paring knife, okay.
Anything else?
A trimmer.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get the prices. I can get the prices for you on this in a sec. I actually have some pre-made sets, just so you guys know, that are discounted. They have a storage unit, and they actually come with some free stuff too. So I want to show you guys that real fast. And then if not, I'll get the prices for you on this. Sounds good? So go ahead and scroll to the next slide so I can show you. So this is a set that has, you know, some of these tools that you guys liked. And so the Essentials +5, if you guys look at it, it actually has the paring knife that you liked. It has a spatula that you really liked. It has the petite carver that you really liked, and the chef. In addition, it has a turning fork. The only thing it's missing is the trimmer. Now, if you guys wanted to, you could pick that as a free gift, or you could pick out scissors. Spencer, can I get a charger, please? The next tool in your, the next set is the Studio. So this has the paring knife that you guys loved. It has the trimmer you guys loved. It has a spatula you guys loved. It has a petite carver you guys loved. It's missing the chef. But as the free gift, I could buy you the chef if you want, or free scissors, okay? Go ahead and click to the next slide, slide 8. You guys there? So the all knife might be a really nice one for you guys. It has the air knife that you loved. It has the trimmer that you loved. It has the chef knife that you loved. Instead of the petite carver, Mr. Julian, it has the larger carver, and it has the spatula that you loved. So that looks like a pretty good set for you guys. And that goes in a tray. And it comes with a cutting board and a vegetable peeler. And then the last starter set is the Kitchenette Set. And I don't think this is the best one for you guys because it doesn't have the chef or the spatula spreader. But again, if you like that set, you could get one of those for free. So after looking at those, which one do you guys think would work for y'all?
I think the all knife, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys pretty much named all the knives in there. So I would think so too, for sure. And so let me go ahead and grab the price for you on that. And just so you know, with the all knife set, you're actually getting, and you could jot this down, but you're getting over a $725 value with like the stuff that you get in that bundle. And like, let me go ahead and just share it here because of the stuff being discounted. All right, so let's see here. So you can jot down, so it's over a $725 value on all the things that you'll get, because you'll get the tools, you'll get the block, you'll get the cutting board, you get the scissors, and you get $100 in free gifts. Cool. And so if you want to cross that, just so you know, the actual price of what it comes, the full bundle, you're saving a couple $100. And so on the bundle, you could write down it's $519. All right. And again, you don't have to pay for that all at one time, but it's $519. All right. And this right here, you could pay in full or do what we've talked about already, which is do the deposit. And if you guys wanted to do the deposit on this one comes out to, let's see here, 115. All right, is what that comes out to in the deposit. All right. Again, if you guys ended up using that easy pay option with most, which most of my customers do use, that comes out to 29, and I'll put that here. That comes out to $29 a week. All right, which would come out to $15 each. Sounds good. All right. So, so again, if you guys wanted to try that set, you'd put down the 115. You would get it, use it, abuse it, make sure you love it. Worst case, send it back. You had free Cutco, but again, you guys are gonna love this stuff. So I'm sure you'll want to add more. So with this, we could do a 4-pack of table knives for free, or a buy 3, get 1 free on steak knives. If you wanted to add that on as well. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. Do you guys want to go ahead and try this set out, which looks like it's pretty perfect for you all? Put down the 115, try it out for a couple weeks and just see how you like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Mr. Julian's like, let's go. All right, awesome. Well, you guys are going to absolutely love it. And by the way, whenever you are ready, I'm your Cutco girl for life. I can always upgrade you. I can always help you with things. Cool. So before I show you guys the referrals, I want to show you one last thing, because if you guys have, like I said, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, like gifts that you need for Mother's Day or Father's Day, or any add-ons that you'd want for you later, the more you buy at one time, the better deals you get. So I always love to show my customers everything, just in case. Cool. So if you see anything else, let me know, because we have some really cool bundles and packages. So if you guys want to go ahead and scroll down to go ahead and get out of there, and the next slideshow, all right, is the gifts and accessories. Okay. So go ahead and scroll down to that final slideshow called cookware, flatware, gifts and accessories. And I'm not going to do this part. And then I'm going to, then after I show them the accessories, anything else they like, let them know any deals that we can do, or call my manager for any deals and bundles. And then I'm going to say, all right, so did you guys, I hope you didn't forget the free part. All right. You guys ready to help for free? Do you guys remember that sponsorship I talked about in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I will, you can, I closed it out. So that sponsorship that I was telling you guys about, As I mentioned, I get paid every time I do the appointment, you know, but I can only show people that I've been personally recommended to. And I'm going to do my rec approach and let them know, but I'm going to show them and I'm going to say, so here's how the sponsorship works. Okay. Just to show you guys. So when I get 50 sponsors, I actually get the $150 award. And by the way, all you have to do to be a sponsor is jot down 10 names or a submit. And I'm going to show you with the app that we did in the beginning. So easy. I had a customer a couple of weeks ago, like, you know, upload 80 names super fast, you know, and it's super easy. But basically how this works is when I get 50 sponsors, I get a $150 award. All you have to do to be a sponsor is jot down 10 names, okay? So if you guys submitted 50 names through the app, you would be a 5-time sponsor. So I would write your name here 5 times. Let's say you got to 30 names, like Armando and Cheryl, they submitted 34 names. They're a triple sponsor. I put their name 3 times. You know, Julie and Hiroki gave me 22 names. So they got over 20, so they were a double sponsor, so I put their name twice. So basically every 10 names, so if you submitted 100, you would be a 10-time sponsor. And by the way, if you do that, I actually buy you $150 of whatever you want as a thank you as well. So that's something there. So you guys can go ahead and grab the app. It's super simple, you know, go here and I'm going to guide them through that just like your approach says. All right. So I'm going